Hello and welcome. You join me for another tinkering session, this time on the Mazda. The radiator has decided to give up, with a rather spectacular pop, may I add. During one morning's commute, there was a fairly loud bang, lots of coolant everywhere, smoke and steam, all a bit exciting really. The top of the rad had popped, where the coolant expands as it warms up, and clearly had a weak point, resulting in the coolant departing here instead of lifting the rad cap. As spring is soon around the corner, and the car is currently sawn, now would be a good time to tackle the issue at hand. Before we get started, I'll quickly show you the problem up close. I do believe it's possible that this is the original radiator. Looks like the original warning stickers, mostly in Japanese as this is an import model. Now the problem at hand, as you can see, this top piece is rather mint, definitely watertight. It's tempting to just try and crimp this back up, but realistically it will never seal and probably just pop again. First things first, I'll need to pop the car up in the air, whip off the under tray and drain the rad. With a series of 10mm screws out, the under tray is down. Now we can access the bottom pipe, which we can pull off and empty the rad. Got my drip tray in place, which fits nice and snug between the ramp. Now to just pinch the clip with some pliers and the hose should just pop off. She's a little stubborn, or quite a bit stubborn. Clearly forgot to have my Weetabix this morning. And that's just gone down my sleeve and missed half a tray. I am just so smooth. Now the aircon in this has previously been gutted, as you can no longer obtain the correct gas for it, so there is no condenser to disconnect, which makes things a tad easier. The rad should pull out, with the fans and all still attached. Next job is to remove the bottom pins, which hold the base of the radiator in place. I'll carefully remove these E-clips, ensuring they don't ping off into oblivion. Using a pair of pliers, the pin should wiggle out. The same is repeated for the other side. Back up top, the overflow pipe pops off. Just tuck that out the way. Now off with the top hoses. Next is the fans, which just require unplugging. Now to attack the top mounts. Just 2 bolts, one either side. Should be simple enough. With just one last bolt to go, the radiator should just pull free. And there we have it, folks. One broken radiator out, and a nice new shiny one to go back in. All I need now is to just transfer the fans across, and we'll be back on our way to putting things back together. New rad even comes with new retainers for the fans. Pretty mint. Just slide on like so. I'll start with the AC condenser fan. I've kept it as a bit of backup cooling, but to be honest it's probably not needed. Missing a couple of bolts, which is not so mint. I'll have to scrounge a couple. That's both fans in place. Managed to source some replacement bolts from the deepest, darkest caverns of the workshop. Had to replace the main fan bolts, as they were a little seized, rusted, and looked rather brown. Just the bushings to fit, and then we should be good to go. In she goes. Now that is bolted in, I'll reconnect the fans. A little tight, but it will go with a touch of jiggery pokery. Now back under the car. We can refit the pins. Slide all the way through, just like so. And the E-clip is fitted. Now to repeat for the other side. Lower hose reattached. Almost complete, just the rad to top up. I've already partially filled the rad using antifreeze, which is a bright fluorescent orange colour, meaning it clearly shows up any leaks. With the engine running we can check for leaks, in which it would appear all is okay. Likewise underneath is also dry as a bone. Topping up the rad again now that the engine has ran, the level would have dropped since the coolant has had a chance to circulate. On goes the cap. And the under tray is refitted. Well, there you have it. One successful radiator replacement. I hope you enjoyed this little tinkering session. Please do subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.